Hello, teacher and every student. My name is Đặng Diệu Minh, and today I will have you expand knowledge about global corruption. And my presentation, my content of presentation have 5 parts. The first part is definition and influence. The part 2 is why Singapore. Part 3 is the more developed the economy, the higher the corruption rate. The part 4 is causes of corruption, and the last part is cost solution. And first of all, we will have a definition of corruption. Corruption is a form of dishonesty or a criminal offense, which is undertaken by a person or an organization which is interested in the position of authority in order to acquire illicit benefits or abuse power for one's personal gains, according Wikipedia. And the next, do you know how negative impact of corruption on everybody? The first is threatens sustainable economic development, ethical values, and justice. The next is destabilizes our society and endangers the rule of law. And the last is undermines the institution and values of our democracy. So, so that I have chosen to conduct research on corruption in Singapore. The first reason why I want to know more about Singapore because Singapore is famous for its modern infrastructure, spotless city, and multicultural society, with a beautiful island city with have a lot of parks, open space, a spotless city. Furthermore, Singapore well known for being a global financial center, being among the most densely populated places in the world, having a world-class city airport with a waterfall. Especially, Singapore is among the top economically developed country in the world. And it is the major factors make me want to broaden my views about Singapore. And according to Wikipedia, Singapore's economy ranks sixth in the world. I used to think that as a country with sixth largest economy in the world, perhaps the economic corruption rate is also very high. But my belief completely changed when I reading CPI. CPI standing for Corruption Perception Index among 180 countries in the world. The Corruption Perception Index compiled by Transparency International showed that Singapore's score in 2023-22 is 83 and ranks 5 in the ranking of 180 countries with the most effective anti-corruption and corruption awareness. This score makes Singapore the least corrupt country in the Asia. And according my research, I can list 5 major factors is cause of corruption at Singapore. The first factor is rapid economic growth. The second factor is a large projects increase continuously. The third factor is the increase of foreign investment projects. The factor 4 is increased security and military. And the last factor, last but not least factor is poverty. Is financial scarcity. Poverty is proportional to the rate of corruption. The more deprived, the more corruption. Before I recommend some solution to improve this problem, I want to mention about 4 pillars of effective anti-corruption. It seems like a table. The first is legal system. The second is severe punishment. The third is law enforcement, and the last is independent judicial authority. And all of these factors are very closely connected so that it's easier to come up with a solution. So, and now we will refer to some of solutions that Singapore has taken to fight corruption. No doubt that poverty is proportional to the rate of corruption. The more deprived, the more corruption. So the government of this country has decided that leader and government officials are paid very well. The salary of Singaporean leader are one quarter times higher than leader of developed countries, if example the US. This has reduced the economic burden of the leader and official, especially the four not rule has been enacted to prevent corruption. That the first number one, do not allow civil servants to use public property to become private property. The number two is do not allow civil servants to use work information for personal gain. Number three is do not allow civil servants to abuse power for personal gain. And the last, do not allow servants to use power in work to threaten or influence relate property. And Singapore focused on screening to remove corrupt and weak officials, and annual comprehensive assessment to rank and review career prospect. And I hope my presentation will help you to gain more knowledge about corruption and the solution to combat to anti-corruption, because we are all the global citizen. So we need have a good attitude of life. And thanks for your listening.